Alrighty, here we go. Kraken trying to get their second win back-to-back nights playing the San Jose Sharks last night. Got that win 3-1. And they are up against the Anaheim Ducks here tonight. It's on TNT. Obviously, again, can't stream the actual game itself for all sorts of copyright reasons, but games on TNT, YouTube TV, wherever. It's nationally televised, so it's much easier to access than any root sports games, which have had their issues. I know people have had their issues with those, but we're getting going. A little confusion with the start time. I thought it was 7:30 because somewhere I looked at it, it said 7:30 earlier, so thought it would be 7:30. It's actually at 7, so we'll get started here in just a second. They're finishing up the pregame stuff, I think. We'll get going. Sorry, that was some background noise there, but that should be over now, hopefully. It's been like a month since we did one of these streams, so little kinks to work out, just a little rest to knock off. That's all. So yeah, as long as the Kraken can just no, I mean we want to see a win, but if nothing else, just let's not become a highlight reel like Zegras and Milano did to the Sabres. I think it was the Sabres, right? I think it was the Sabres. Yep, the Sabres. So they just played the replay of it. Ow. Let me turn down the light here a little bit. Little bright. Getting it figured out. Go Ducks! Come on, Croft. I'm a big Anaheim fan here. Well, I guess we'll be at odds for this one. Guess we'll be at odds for this one. Hoping the Kraken can get 2 in a row, keep this pace back up. So they obviously there's that win streak where they go 5-1-1 in 7 games after the losing streak, and then a couple bad games. The comeback against the Blue Jackets with the 3 goals in the third period to force overtime. End up just getting 1 point in that game, but they beat the Sharks. Beat the Sharks last night, so getting back in the flow. Still missing. I think they're still missing everyone from COVID protocol. So still no Gord, Shea, and Blackwell. Obviously not quite as big of a deal, but missing them. Grubauer in net tonight because Drieger started last night, and Grubauer is still the 1A. But Drieger, another 3 good games in a row. Obviously this last one separated by his second stint on the IR, so that's a little different there, but that's all right. It's all right. You can't be as embarrassed tonight as we were in Florida the other day, so don't panic. Well, I suppose there's that. Yeah, I mean Anaheim's gotten off to an incredible start. Like no one saw this start coming from Anaheim. I think actually coming into the night they're leading the Pacific in points. They have a couple games in hand over Calgary, but because of Calgary's COVID issues. So yeah, I mean as long as the Kraken don't get blown out of this game, I don't think there's anything embarrassing losing to the Ducks the way they've started this season. But yeah, we're hoping just for a straight out win. I like the purple paisley tie. That's quite the tie for sure. That's quite the tie. It's definitely yeah. It's better than the just flat colored ties. That's for sure. Maybe this game actually is at 7:30 and it's just the coverage started at 7. I don't know. I could have sworn this started at 7:30, but then I looked at it or yeah, it said 7 all of a sudden. So that's why, because I'm pretty sure when I looked at it yesterday, it said 7:30, which is why I set it to 7:15 for the stream. But then it said it's at 7, so started up, and here we are with talking head pregame, and yeah, probably a 7:30 start. Just because it's a national broadcast, I'm sure they're gonna do all this wind up time. But we're getting ready for it. Yeah, the Ducks all the way at the top of the division, the Kraken all the way at the bottom. Definitely some difference of games in hand there. The Ducks, I think the Ducks have played the most games. I mean, let's just see here. So 16, 9, and 5. So they're, what, 31 games they've played? Or no, 30 games they've played. Kraken have played 28. So yeah, the Ducks, I think, have played the most games in the division. But, you know, Kraken could win their next two and still be the bottom, so. All right, let's just not get postered by Zegras. That would be nice. It'd have to, I mean, talking about Zegras feeling confident on the ice, it would have to be hard to not feel confident after what they did against Buffalo. Like if once you figured out, oh, I can do that in this league, then you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself. What's up, Baginator? Good to see you in the comments recently as well. Back at it. Hopefully you can watch this game as well. Get some hockey going here. Is Gord still out? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. I haven't seen anything. I mean, I can check Twitter here, and I'm sure it'll be people will be talking about it if he's back. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's out. Yeah, it looks like Gord's still out. Gord, Blackwell, and Cheyenne still all out. See who's starting. It sounds like Borgen might be starting tonight, so that'd be good. And it would make sense. They're on a back-to-back, so Borgen getting the second game of the back-to-back. And they're constantly moving around. That third pairing defense is just a carousel, so it'd be good to see Borgen back in there. I feel like Borgen's earned a bigger role than he has had. He wasn't present until the game right before Buffalo, the Florida game, I think, right before that second game of that back-to-back on the last road trip. He had a good game there, good game against Buffalo. I don't think he played Detroit, but then a good game, their first game back at home. So he played 3 or 4 games and played well, I think, in all of them, and then seems like he's back to being kind of the fourth guy in that rotation of him, Fleury, Lauzon, and Soucy for the third pair defense. Obviously, third pair defense probably isn't your make or break in most games, but I would like to see more Borgen personally, especially because that's one of your young guys that you're hoping to kind of have as a piece of the future going forward. So I'd like to see them, especially like if this season doesn't get turned around, just give Borgen more playing time. Get him a little more comfortable in the lineup. I don't know. I don't see a ton of downside to just giving Borgen giving him more of a role than they have. Of course, I guess you could say the same is true for Lauzon and Fleury, because both of them are on the younger end-ish. But then when you come to those three, I think Borgen's played the best of the three of them. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm about to have fun. Good to hear it. Merry Christmas from Riley. Merry Christmas as well. Always love December. Question, what is your job? At the moment, this and being a dad, so. Yeah. But it's all good. Yeah, I'd been able to get a few chances up in the press box for the Kraken, so that's pretty fun. Yeah, it's definitely better than the old desk job I was doing during COVID. Yeah. For the newer of us, can you explain the deal with Benier? Did we just draft him? Will he be playing anytime soon? Yeah, Matty Beniers. That was Matty Beniers is the Kraken second overall pick from this last draft, their first entry draft. Uh, yeah, he's a Kraken player. Will be event. I mean, he isn't playing for the Kraken now, but he belongs. His rights belong to the Kraken as far as professional play goes. And basically, he and his other teammates who also got drafted at the start of that last draft, being Owen Power, who was the first overall pick, and Kent Johnson, who was the fourth overall pick, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and then also, um, who was it? One of the Hughes brothers, Jack Hughes, I think. Anyway, one of the youngest of the Hughes brothers. All four of them they're four of the top five picks in this last draft, and they all three of them had played for Michigan the year before, and then with Hughes coming in, they basically all decided we want to go back and play for Michigan and give one more run at a college championship. So they're all playing for Michigan right now, which includes Beniers. So yeah, he'll finish out the season with Michigan, which is sometime in spring, is when the college season finishes up, and then when the college season finishes, he's good to go to play for the Kraken. And I mean, it's like we saw with Cole Caulfield last year for Montreal. That was a similar thing where he finished his college season and then, or university. I don't know where he was playing. I can't remember, but he finished that and then came to play for them and was a part of the playoff run, obviously. So that'll be the same thing with Beniers. I mean, we don't know that the Kraken are going to make a playoff run, but yeah, we'll probably see Beniers towards the end of the season. So if you're a baseball fan, you could kind of think of it as like a September call up type of thing. Just the difference being that the Kraken can't choose to call him up whenever because he's playing for a college team, and as soon as he plays professionally, he can't go back and play for his college team anymore. So yeah, he'll finish out his season with Michigan, the Wolverines, and then yeah, he'll be in Seattle playing end of this season, and then I would imagine probably a starter for the beginning of next season. But yeah, I mean, especially with everything going on in the NHL right now, and I don't know. I mean, I don't follow college hockey a ton, so maybe there's similar COVID stuff going on. But I think it's best that like he gets this one last chance. You don't. I feel like it's better for them to all take this one last chance to get that national championship in college and not have them kind of like, not that it would affect how they play, but have that thought in the back of your head of like, what if we had gone back and given that one more run? So yeah, I know some people are probably like, oh, I just want like, why can't Beniers just have come and played for the Kraken? We drafted him, but you know, it's once in a lifetime chance for those guys to try and win that college championship. So I think it was the right choice for them personally, even though I'd love to see Beniers play for the Kraken as soon as possible. Cole Caulfield played for Wisconsin. Good to know. Now we're just waiting for the game to get started here. Probably, I think it does start at 7:30. It was just that the TV broadcast started at 7. There's a little what AEW or whatever the not WWE wrestling was on before it, which I don't know if any of you are into wrestling. Yeah, I had one of my roommates in college watched a fair amount of WWE, and it was kind of fun as like a, you know, just like hang out with some buddies at the end of the day and at the end of the week or whatever, and like watch WWE kind of in the background. But I don't know why there's two wrestling leagues. Seems a little weird. Like, kind of surprised both of them can keep going, but I guess there's people that are probably into both of them. I don't know what this is a commercial for. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's TNT, I see. They're just a commercial for their channel on their channel. Guess you do you. Looking forward to this game. Ducks are fierce right now, but deep sea monsters can eat ducks. That's true. As far as the battle of mascots or namesakes of the team is concerned, yeah, the Kraken have this one won pretty easily. Not a ton of things that Kraken loses to, as far as the like names of teams in the NHL. I'm here, please clap. Oh man, get this started here. They're just doing their little ads and whatnot. AEW is better. WWE is crap. I'll take your word for it. I don't watch either one anymore. I just watch WWE because that's what my roommate in college watched. So like I know some of the WWE people that are still around since 2015. So if there's anybody still around the WWE that was around 6-7 years ago, then I might still know some of those names. But yeah, not really my thing. I don't know. Like it again, it's kind of fun from time to time, but it's not. I don't know. It's not like it because it's just. It's more of like a storyline and acting than it is like anything else, because it's all planned out ahead of time. So yeah, I don't know. But I get why people like it. It's fun to watch. I'm here for hockey, not an AEW versus WWE Civil War. Yeah, well, we're getting ready for hockey, and they're about to puck drop at 7:15. So I guess we're kind of right smack dab in the middle. We're about to puck just dropped. So if anybody's streams, you want to link up wherever your stream is at with, as I'm watching it. Again, there's a little bit of a delay with the stream, and then a little bit of delay with the YouTube stream. So when you see my reaction, me talking about stuff, it'll be a little bit behind watching it live, especially if you're watching it via cable or anything like that. But yeah, game is on TNT. It's a national game, so on TNT, which is on YouTube TV as well as some other places, but not Root Sports tonight, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy with. Here we go. So we're a minute in now, and the first stoppage. Grubauer's got it. Not a lot doing either way. Ducks definitely controlling things early on here, but not a lot doing either way. Still talking about wrestling in the chat there. And that'll be icing, so we'll come back the other way. Well, after the first period against the Sharks, where there was like 2 whistles the entire period, I think it was probably 4 or 5, but it seemed like there was only 2 whistles the entire period. We've already got quite a bit of stop and go here at the start of this one. Saved by Grubauer. Kraken obviously on a back-to-back, so yeah, I would say the Ducks are favored to win this one, not just because they've gotten off to a much better start to the season, but also Seattle on the back-to-back, a road back-to-back as well. Oh, turnover by Tanev. It's okay though. Kraken still doing a pretty good job. Good defensive start to this game. Woo! That was almost a sneaky one. All right, Zegras has the puck now. Oh boy. All right, you turned it over. That was Geeky taking a shot there. I don't think it actually got on net, but... Whoa! Donskoy almost took the puck and then almost took out Yarncroke. Good defense. They're still going to come away with it. Ducks back in the Kraken zone. Shot. Saved by Grubauer. All right, well, definitely a good start for the Ducks, but the Kraken playing good defense, not really giving up anything terrible, not allowing any odd man rushes, so that's good so far. Again, we're still pretty early, but non-stop action for 12 plus minutes was great. Yeah, so last night in the Duck game, if anyone missed it, the first period had 12 minutes without a whistle, which is definitely somewhat abnormal. Made it a very fast first period. Scoreless, obviously. I guess that maybe shouldn't be totally obvious, but yeah, scoreless first period with 12 minutes of straight action in the middle of it. Ooh, somebody fell down. The Ducks. The Kraken definitely playing this one a little cautious. They're not definitely being pretty careful to not overcommit on the offensive end. Which, isn't a bad strategy. Kind of try to feel out what the Ducks are doing for a little bit. Just make sure you're not giving up any big chances early on. 4 shots already for the Ducks, 1 shot for the Kraken. I do like when they have the shot counter on the broadcast like this, so TNT does. Here we go. Kraken will get a change, dumping it into the corner. The Johansson line. Oh! Steal by Wimberg. Oh! Johansson missed Appleton. They just kind of... Alright, see if the Kraken get set up. Appleton's shot is saved. Alright, well, that's the first good look for the Kraken. Get a shot off there from Appleton. They just missed a chance. Appleton crashed a little before Johansson was ready to get the pass off. But circle back, Appleton gets another shot off, and we'll get the face off in the Duck end. Oh, good. Grubauer seems to be on. Yeah, he hasn't faced a particularly dangerous chance yet, but four saves on 4 shots, which is good. Uh-oh, here we go. 4 on 3. Oh, he had the wraparound, but he lost the puck. Woo! Dodged a bullet there. That was the first... Yeah, if he had kept that puck on his stick, or the puck on his stick there doing the wraparound. Yeah, Larson just turned it right over, starts the 2 on 3. Yeah, and Grubauer got caught against the post, couldn't get back over. All right, maybe Dunn might have been there to block it even if he had kept the puck on his stick. Appleton is hungry. Yeah, Appleton's looked good. He's on the scoreboard a ton, but he especially defensively I think plays really, really well. There's been some talk. I think it was like 31 Thoughts or someone talking about that Appleton might be someone the Kraken would look to trade before the trade deadline, but I really hope they don't. I don't think they would get the kind of value that he's worth, because he hasn't put up the points yet, and not that he hasn't had chances, but yeah, he's not going to get what he's worth with how many points he's put up. Oh, how did that stay out? I thought that was in for a second. Oh, it bounces out. Okay, Gio's got it. Gio turns it right over. Oh, Gio's had a rough go since he came back from COVID. He's had like one or two of those plays. I guess he didn't against San Jose, but he's had a few of those plays where he just turns it right over. That's a wide open shot right in the slot. Grubauer makes the save though, fortunately. Oh, that almost went in. Yeah, Grubauer got a little lucky there. That's all right. You need those sometimes. He's definitely got his fair share of bad luck this season, so he's probably due for some good luck. Oh, you don't have TNT listening on radio. I haven't listened on radio, but I've been able to hear some of his calls so far. Yeah, Everett does a good job on the radio. I think again, haven't listened to him very consistently, just bits and pieces here and there that those have sounded good. So haven't heard anything that would suggest otherwise. I'm saying neutral. I just want a good game. I'll be honest. I'd be okay with the Kraken blowout, but I'll take a good game as well. Do the Kraken have their own AHL team this year, or are they sharing one? They're sharing one this year. They are sharing with the Florida Panthers, the Carolina Checkers, or Charlotte Checkers, Charlotte in Carolina. So either way, yeah, Charlotte Checkers. Kraken have, I want to say 10 play, or they have 10 AHL slots that they share with the Checkers. I don't know that they're using all of them right now. I can't remember how many they are using, but they have the Firebirds starting up next season. The Coachella Valley Firebirds down in Palm Springs. Five shots to three, 8 minutes into the game. Was that it? I don't know if that was a shot on goal, but this is definitely evened up a bit. The Ducks had all the pressure early on. Kraken have definitely kind of evened this up a little bit here. Obviously giving up that one chance right in front of the net, but that was just a bad turnover by Gio. We got a whistle. Can't have been icing. Tanev was the only guy there. Oh, it was probably offsides. Or offside. Thanks for the stream. My first time tuning in. Definitely will subscribe. Appreciate it. Yeah, we've been did a few at the start of the season, and then kind of with Thanksgiving, a little bit of about a month since the last one. But we'll try and be a little bit more consistent. Again, I was kind of trying to do every other week, and obviously missed one of those with Thanksgiving, family in town, and all that. But try and get back to a little bit more consistent. I'm going to try and find a way to do some kind of like regular thing. Just so you guys like always know when to expect it. It's not just random, basically whenever I have time, but help both of us out. I think help everyone out. So I'll try and figure that out, and I'll mention it in one of the R&Rs once it's figured out. But also still working on the Discord. I know there's some people that are talking about that, but again, just kind of got a lot of things going on, so that hasn't been the top of the list. And then there was the whole thing with the Discord. I was like getting ready to release it, and then there was the whole thing with the Discord leak. So I kind of figured, I'll hold off a little bit. We'll wait till that gets figured out before we set up a Discord and get that running, but it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. As well as NHL 101s. Also I've got 2 or 3 of those now ready to record. Just got to find time to record them. But if no other time, the Christmas break 4 days, get a couple of those, trying to get a couple of those recorded, and then we'll start getting those out in January, and then we got the break in February, assuming that's still happening. And there will be a fair amount of NHL 101s in February, so those are coming as well for those of you that are into those. No ESPN Plus for this game, TNT. Yeah. Oh, I bought no ESPN Plus. I bought it for the Kraken. Yeah, so there's just a small handful. Basically, any of the nationally broadcast games, those are the only ones ESPN Plus doesn't have the rights to, just because, that's what the networks are paying for when they get the national broadcast games, is that they're the show. They're the ones that get the ratings for that game. Oh, here we go. Dunn got it back. Pass off to Wimberg. Dumps it into the corner. Appleton to it. Kraken keep it in the zone. Johansson keeps it down to Appleton. Oh, no, it's Wimberg. Larson. It's Appleton down there again. Battle along the boards. And the Ducks will get it out. One chance, but couldn't get the tip. I remember when I got NHL 18, I made a team called them the Seattle Undertakers. It's definitely an interesting name. Oh, very good chance. Woo, that was close. Was that Eberle passing it off to Gio? Yeah. I think Gio might have... Obviously, he's just trying to get the shot ready. Maybe just one time that and they get it. Here comes Zegras, though. And Zegras scores. Yeah, you don't want to give him too much free ice like that in the offensive zone. Dang it. Oh, yep. Someone got pushed into... That's not Grubauer's fault. Who was that? Was that McCann, I think? I don't know who that was that got pushed into Grubauer, but... Yeah, Grubauer got taken out by a Kraken player. Well, that's not the start you want. See if they respond quick. Shot from Donskoy. He's not allowed to score goals, so that doesn't go in. Yep, no review. It's a goal. Well, oh, is Alexiak? Okay. Tanev had the game winner. Yeah. Kraken looking to respond. Definitely been getting more time here in the offensive zone. They just... Yeah, it gave Zegras a little bit too much free ice in the offensive zone. There's some good fighting along the boards. Come on, guys, get it back. Good forecheck by Tanev. Tanev and Geeky once again fighting for the puck. Those two seem to have a pretty good seem to work together well. Uh-oh. Grubauer makes the save and gets the rebound. Oh. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, you can't be taking out your goaltender and hoping to keep pucks out of the net from a player like Zegras. Is Tanev still playing? I haven't seen him around in a long time. Yep, Tanev's still playing. Oh, I just checked scoring updates. Yeah, Tanev's been playing, and he actually scored a goal last night. So got the second goal of the game. Don't forget Larson with that goal save last night. Yeah, Larson and Alexiak actually had one right before Larson's. Alexiak had a save of his own. So, yeah, it was good defense all around by the Kraken last night. And maybe a bit of a, I would say a good start. Couple of shaky plays, one of which didn't cost them, but definitely could. And then this last one, that's just, yeah, unfortunately someone lost the footing and goes right into Grubauer and takes him out as the shot's coming, which... Oh, yeah, it was McCann. Yeah, it was McCann that kind of got shoved into Grubauer. Yeah, Alexiak kind of... Alexiak definitely had a bit of a goof there. Lets the puck get past him as he went up to challenge. Shots 10-4 for Anaheim, so definitely a good start for the Ducks. Kraken still just not giving the Ducks very much space. Really, the only time they got space is when they scored that goal. Actually, that's not true. They did have There was that one wide open shot a little bit before that, so pretty limited chances. Oh, Geeky with the shot. Oh, Tanev can't get the rebound. Alexiak with it around the back. Put it out. Oh, Geeky can't quite get to it. Looks like the Kraken will get a change here. I saw yesterday LA used to have a team called the Anaheim Amigos, a basketball team. Ducks should change their name to that. I like the Mighty Ducks. Like, I wish they would just go back to Mighty Ducks. I don't know if there's. I think there's some kind of copyright thing with that, and Disney doesn't give up on copyrights very easily. So, Amigos would be kind of a. It's definitely an I mean, it's better than like Padres just at the face of it. So, definitely wouldn't be the worst name. Mostly with the Ducks, I just wish they would change away from these ugly jerseys that they have stayed with for so long. And that'll be a penalty. Yep, Donato got boarded. So Kraken get the power play. Yeah, you can't do that. Do you still think Grubauer is a good option? Yeah, I mean, there's no way around the fact that Grubauer has had a subpar year by his standards, but again, it's still early in the season, and the defense did let him down a lot. I would say, and he has let like again, he definitely let in some soft goals so far this year. I think his save percentage should be somewhere around like 900 rather than where it's at like 880 something. Um, if the defense would have just actually like helped him out a little bit over the start of the season, but even still, like a 900 save percentage isn't great. So I think it's been a little of both. Grubauer and the defense was just terrible for the first quarter of the season. Um, I think mostly like most of the reason I was coming as much to Grubauer's defense is just because everyone was acting like it was just Grubauer. Grubauer is the problem. Grubauer was not the only problem. He was definitely part of the problem, but he's not the only problem. And goalies are weird, so it's. I mean, anyone will say like goalies are just weird, so it's kind of a. You know, when they signed Grubauer, he was coming off of being a finalist for the Vezina, and there's still a lot of season left. He could still get back to that form. He's not going to be in the running for a Vezina at this point, but he can still get back into that form for the end of the season, and it can come at any point. I mean, you've seen years of Carey Price where he's mediocre at best in the regular season and then just a monster in the playoffs. So, you know, goalies will just turn on and off at random times, and I mean we've seen good games from Grubauer this season and good stretches. Like the winning streak they went on was 2 games of Drieger and mostly Grubauer, and he was great during that. So yeah, you don't give up on a goaltender this quickly, I think is basically the main thing. 2-on-1 here for the Ducks. And that's one Grubauer has to have. Yeah, that's one Grubauer just has to take away the shot and hope that the pass is taken care of by defense, but 2-on-1 and it converts. Yep, just gets right under Grubauer's pad. Yeah, that's one Grubauer has to have. All right, Kraken need to get the next one here. Shots are 11-6 in favor of the Ducks, but they give up a shorthanded goal to the Ducks. It's I forgot. I'd forgotten for a second they were on the power play. It doesn't even look like they're on the power play. Here we go. And that will pretty much finish off the power play. Yeah, you... Uh... And we're back to 5-on-5. Kraken power play down 1-0. Fantastic. That was almost a turnover going the other way. Yeah, that's pretty offside. Well, this isn't the start we were hoping for. Still 2 periods. Kraken can still come back. They definitely need to get this next one. I don't know that... You can't, on a back-to-back, I don't think you can expect them to come back from 3-0 if the Ducks do get the next one, but... You know, definitely didn't expect them to come back from 4-1 in the third period against the Blue Jackets. So anything can happen, but... Yeah, they need to get this next one. Grubauer needs to get it figured out here. And hopefully Drieger can stay healthy and we can get a little bit more of a look at Drieger other than just on the back-to-backs, but we'll see who they give the start to against the Oilers. Done. Oh, rebound. Yep. And Zegras. Right, Zegras, you're a good player, but you're not Connor McDavid. Good defense there by the Ducks. The Ducks were supposed to be bad. Why couldn't they just have been bad like they were supposed to? The unfortunate thing, too, is if the Ducks are a team on the, like, even though they were supposed to be bad, they got some young guys coming up that they're going to get better as time goes on, and if this is that starting, then it's not going to get worse from here, probably. Not much. 20 seconds left in the first. 10 seconds. And it looks like we're going to get to the end of the first here. 2-0 Ducks. Well, that sucks. Do I have any pets? Yeah, we've got a couple of cats. One of them might come down, but I kind of doubt it. He's tried to sneak into a few videos, and I think I left him at the end of one. So there's one video in there where he's right at the end of it, but you can go back and look through all my videos and try and find it, I guess. But I don't remember which one it is. Otherwise, I would tell you. All right, have a good night, Rachel. Yeah, the R&R will have the first period won't be fun. The Kraken definitely looking like they're on the second day of a back-to-back right now. And it was like, to be fair, even though they do win it in San Jose, that was a very physical game. They took 43. San Jose had 43 hits. Kraken had 31. So that was a very physical game to have as the first game of a back-to-back. So this was obviously you want, like, you always want to win, but it was going to be a lot to ask that they get the win. I think in this one. Where's my boy McCann tonight? Well, so far all McCann's done is take out Grubauer on the first goal, but she did get kind of pushed into Grubauer, but still. Gru seems to be kind of up and down. Yeah, I think from what he's said and what again, I watched him in Colorado. He's just kind of one of the like a goaltender. He does need kind of a period of time to figure out how to play behind a defense and kind of learn the defenseman that he's playing behind, which is definitely not ideal. But he didn't have the best start when his first stint with Colorado, or his first few games with Colorado weren't amazing either. They weren't quite this bad, but Colorado's defense wasn't as bad as the Kraken defense was either. So I think he's still, what you're seeing is him still kind of like learning the defense in front of him a bit, getting used to how they play the pucks, what kind of chances they give up, that kind of stuff. Um, we'll see if kind of if he doesn't get better by the end of the season, then I think we can start asking some pretty serious questions. Um, but I think we can expect to start seeing a little bit. At this point, I think we can start to expect a little bit of a turnaround from him on his season, and we've seen that in some games. Again, not a good start to this one, but we'll see. I'll be very interested to see how the this stretch from now until the Olympic break goes, and we'll go from there. What happened on the second goal? It was a The second goal was while the Kraken were on the power play, so it's a shorthanded goal, and it was a 2-on-1 that pretty much just the shot went right between Grubauer's legs. It's obviously you don't want your power play to be giving up 2-on-1 rush chances, so that's certainly part of it. But it's a save that Grubauer has to make. There wasn't a pass or anything like that. The Kraken were taking away the pass, and Grubauer just couldn't stop the shot. So that's one you need him to come up with. Obviously, it's not going to be the easiest save in the world, but it's one that he needs to have. Seattle will come back and tie the game. I certainly hope so. In fact, I hope they take the lead. But we'll see. The way the first period went, this might be a long game. The folks I'm listening to have decided that Gru needs to be better. I mean, Grubauer does need to be better, but he's not the only problem. Hopefully, his highs have been really good. Like, yeah, 4-on-6 versus Edmonton is tough. Yeah, he. We know he's capable of it because he's had those great games like he did against Edmonton. And I mean, Washington, great game. Carolina, great game. I also thought he played pretty well against Tampa Bay. Uh, that was just one where the Kraken were outplayed in that game. It's just Tampa Bay was on their game, and that's a better team. So there's not much more to be said there. I thought Grubauer actually played pretty well in that one. Just that was Tampa Bay's night. I know we like to have extremes, like Grubauer's great or he's awful. He's been he's been worse than I would say. He definitely hasn't lived up to expectations so far, but he also has he's not been the big he's not been the only problem that the Kraken have had and why their record is the way it is. Still 2 periods though. Kraken can come back. Still 2 periods, just 2 goals down. Obviously not an ideal start to the game. They definitely look like they're on the second game of a back to back, but there's still time to come back for this one. In this one, what was my reaction when I saw Seattle was getting an expansion team? Um, I mean, obviously very excited. Like something I've been waiting for pretty much my whole life to that point. So almost 30 years. I guess at that point, like 25 years, I've been waiting for it, and finally happening. Yeah, I've always really liked hockey. Just without a team locally, it's kind of hard to follow. I followed the Avalanche as much as I could, but it's kind of I would have called myself you know I don't say I wouldn't say casual fan, but I was nowhere near as much of a fan of the Avalanche as I am of the Kraken now. I definitely cheered for them as much as I could and watched games when they were on, but I didn't have like or NHL TV or anything like that, so I didn't watch all their games. Just kind of checked scores a lot of the time and watched whatever game was on, which wasn't a ton of them to be honest, because NBC was not great about advertising their sport, the hockey in general. So definitely excited. It was also by the time they announced it, it was kind of like a formality. I think we knew it was going to happen as soon as the city council approved the arena rebuild. That's when we knew that it was going to happen. I think it's kind of like it. They wouldn't have approved an arena rebuild if there wasn't basically a guaranteed chance that a team was coming, and the NHL had always wanted to come to Seattle. It was just a matter of actually getting the arena to house the team. And so once the arena was there, it was kind of, I think, a given that the team was coming. So, yeah, just excitement that it was finally happening, even though it was kind of expected. Some positives. We didn't allow a goal in the first 5 minutes. True. Yep. Didn't played pretty well early on, and the Ducks were pressuring early too. So the Kraken did well to shut that down. And the first goal, the Zegras one, is that's not really on Grubauer. Just he gets taken out by McCann being pushed into him. Um, the second one's on Grubauer. No way around that. It's again, you can't be letting up 2-on-1 chances when you're shorthanded. But the pass, there was no pass. The Kraken took away the pass, and Grubauer couldn't stop the shot. Which that's how you play the 2-on-1. It just comes down to the goaltender having to stop the shot. And if a pass gets across and then it goes in, then that's on the defense for not being able to at least shut down the pass. So yeah, I think that period feels a lot different if you don't give up a shorthanded goal. But like you said, still 2 periods left, 2 goals. Still definitely a game the Kraken can come back in. We've seen Kraken comebacks before. Just got to dig deep for this one, but how about that Michigan Ducks pulled off the other week? Yeah, that was certainly the best, like, the best play of the year, I would say. I don't know if it's the best goal of the year. It's certainly the best pass of the year. Sorry, they're just showing the Zegers goal again. McCann Grubauer, I think, actually had it saved, but McCann just took him out. Um, yeah, it was I. The goal of the year, I think, is still the McDavid one against the Rangers, and then he did it again against the Jets a few nights later, like a week, maybe 2 weeks later. Um, but yeah, that was definitely the best play of the year to this point. That's absolutely incredible. Oh, they're talking about the Michigan goal and how. Yeah, so they're talking about how would you defend the Michigan goal. I mean, I think the answer is because it takes a second for whoever it is to, like, it gets telegraphed. Like, they lean all the way down, get their stick on the, like, basically prone to the ice, and at that point you know what's coming. So I think the point is to just not let a player that can do that stand behind the net and have time to pull it off. I feel like that's kind of the answer there. KJ with the $5 donation. Your channel is amazing. Thanks for the awesome content. Keep it up. Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. First dono that we've had on one of the game streams, I think. Oh, maybe we had one in one of the first ones, but yeah, hopefully we'll get this one turned around. I was like, is that legal? Yeah, it's that well, depends on who you are. If you're John Tortorella, then you wish it wasn't legal because he said it wasn't good for the game. I don't understand how it's not good for the game. That anything that's more exciting is good for the game. So if you're like an old timey fan, then yeah, I guess it's not good for the game the way you like it. But what's good for the game is getting more fans and more people into it, and things like that do that. So the McDavid goal was nuts. Either that or the defense absolutely. Yeah, that. I mean, I think both McDavid goals, it's kind of just like, especially both of them, he just kind of is there, and I don't think any of those, like, the defense knows that they're set up. There's no way he's gonna, like, try something, right? And then by the time he does try something, he has that, like, insane acceleration that nobody else in the league has. So, like, especially if you're playing for the Rangers, you only play against him twice a year. So none of those guys are ready for that burst that he has, and by the time they realize he's actually trying something, he's already pretty much through all four of them, and then just makes a crazy move to beat the goaltender and score that one. It was pretty much a pretty similar thing against the Jets, where he just kind of he was already had a bit of a head of steam in that one, but had one more gear to get through the three guys and score that one. So, but Edmonton's falling off the face of the earth right now. 6 straight losses. Oof. I mean, they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll make the playoffs. I can't imagine they wouldn't. But yeah, it's been a rough go for them lately. Of course, their problem is they don't have the best defense, and their secondary scoring is not amazing. So if you have a couple of games in a row where, excuse me, a couple of games in a row where McDavid and Draisaitl don't score, then you don't have that secondary scoring that you need. CR Bud with the $10 dono. Appreciate it, man. Great channel. Are you local Seattle area? Yes, I am. Yep, greater Seattle area. So, yep, Seattle sports fan through and through all my life. It's been great for the Seahawks most of the time. Grew up I grew up Mariners first, just because I grew up in the '90s, the Ken Griffey Jr. era. So, yeah, kind of weirdly, like the start of life was the Mariners were the good team in the city, and the Seahawks were like a maybe they won't suck, kind of mediocre, but playoffs was like a playoffs was a pleasant surprise if it happened. And then yeah, ever since 2001, it's kind of flip-flopped where the Seahawks have been in the playoffs the vast majority of the time in the last 20 years, and the Mariners haven't been in the playoffs once in the last 20 years. So obviously losing the Sonics hurt, but I didn't really grow up with basketball, and by the time I kind of got into basketball, the Sonics were on the downturn right before leaving, and then I got into basketball a little bit more in college right after the Sonics left. So yeah, it was. I would be into it if the Sonics came back, but I really just don't. I don't bother following the NBA until playoffs show up. So I kind of pay attention to like headlines, like Curry setting the threes record last night. I think it was last night, maybe 2 nights ago. Yeah, that I pay attention to, but like I don't really watch NBA games regular season, and probably won't until they come back to Seattle. But yep, Seattle sports all the way. As far as hockey, I kind of grew up with I would say I was a Canucks fan for the first majority of, first couple 15, 20 years of my life or so, until they lost that Stanley Cup. And that was kind of the response by the city losing that Stanley Cup, and then especially losing the Stanley Cup and then basically chasing Luongo out. I Just the way that the fan base reacted to that Stanley Cup loss kind of lost me as well, to be honest. And that's kind of when I switched to Colorado, just because they were always kind of my second favorite team anyway. And that was that was a rough choice for a few years, because Colorado was bad for a few seasons in the mid-teens there, and then kind of got it back, and they're now a cup contender every year, so that's good. Nabil, Nabil with the $20. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being me. Appreciate it. Thanks for being you. And sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I didn't want to try with the last name just because shot off there. Kraken couldn't get it through. Blocked in front. Nabil Fadili. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I tried. Try as best as I can, but let me know. Let me know if I pronounced that wrong and how to get it right. But I appreciate it. Where did my hockey knowledge come from? But I had kind of force learned it again. That'll be a yeah. Gio's gonna get caught for a hold, and we'll see a Ducks power play. So Kraken got to shut down this power play. I don't think they can't go down 3-0 here. I got it. Sweet. Appreciate. Glad to hear it. I usually think I'm good. I would say I used to think I was good at pronouncing names on the first chance, and then the more I got into hockey, the more it was like, ooh, some of those Eastern European names and Russian names especially, the Swedish ones I kind of like, as long as I know the guy's Swedish, I can kind of get that right, but and Finnish as well. But yeah, some of the Eastern European Russian names, those can be tricky. Um, so not always sure. You always want to check. The Kraken penalty kill has been really good as of late, so we'll see if they can kill this one off and keep the Kraken within a shot of this one. Here we go. We'll get a dump out now. That'll kill some time. Colorado has my respect. Whoops, Geo in the box. Yeah, yeah. You don't want to start out the second period down 2-0 and then go right to the penalty kill. It's not ideal, we'll say. And the Ducks offside. Okay, Gus, we're not screwed with Grubauer in net. Again, he hasn't been what we expected so far to the start of the season, but he also, could it could definitely be worse. He's faced so many bad chances. Again, the defense has been good in the last like couple of weeks for the most part, but that was not how the season started. They hung Grubauer out to dry quite a bit. Like quite a bit per game, not just over the course of a few games at the start of the season. Just like, oh, and they got it. Shoot. They pick up the rebound. Kraken couldn't get a hold of it, and that's power play goal for the Ducks. And I got to switch a couple things here, so give me just a second. Got to switch this to the second period, and then we got to give the Ducks another goal, and the Kraken are. Yeah, it's gonna be hard pressed for the Kraken to come back in this one at this point, I think. Yeah. Why did the Ducks have to be good? Again, this team is supposed to be bad. Why couldn't they just... Can't just be bad like you're supposed to be. If they were as bad as their jerseys are, then this would be an easy game for the Kraken to win. Bit of a 3-on-2. Yeah, if this keeps going this way, I will say, like, again, I do think people are a little too hard on Grubauer, but Drieger's had 3 good games in a row going back to before he went on the IR, and maybe you still try to ease Drieger back in off of the IR, so you don't want to go too hard on him, but I might be willing to give I might want to give Drieger the look on Friday. Oh, Eberle's shot gets blocked partially there. All right. Kraken can get a quick one here, then maybe it's not totally over. Oh! Turn, shoot! Oh! Blocked. The Ducks just are not... They're not making it easy for the Seattle to score here. Oh! Oh, Eberle just needs to shoot that. Went for the pass to Schwartz. Oh, sorry, who was that? Wemberg. Wemberg just needs to shoot that. Oh, I just need to shoot that. Don't go for that last pass. It's I feel like that's a low percentage pass. Obviously, if that pass goes through, it's pretty much a guaranteed goal, but I think you have a better chance of just shooting it yourself and getting a rebound or something like that than trying to make that pass. Just a case of the Kraken trying to make one too many passes again. Yeah, they're playing that kind of very aggressive in your face defense that the Kraken have struggled to play against, I would say, for the most part this season. We've seen it a couple of times. The Penguins, I think, were probably the best example. Penguins and Lightning, both of them just would not give the Kraken any space to work with, and they couldn't seem to get anything going offensively really against either team, with that being the case. So ooh, that was a nice pass by Milano, but it got broken up, fortunately. Kraken are going to score now? Let's hope so. If they can get one before the halfway, then they're in with a chance. But I'd say the way the Ducks are playing so far, it's gonna be a hard comeback to make down 3-0 now. Who would have thought that the Ducks would be harder to? Ooh, nice save. Grubauer got paid way too much to suck this bad. I will say this. So, like, it was McCann. It wasn't Wenberg. Yeah, McCann needs to just shoot that. Yeah, and he knows it too. It broke his stick. Yeah, he's pissed. Yeah, he knows he needs to just shoot that. That wasn't Wenberg. Sorry, that was McCann. The pass almost worked, but again, you just need to shoot that and hope for a rebound. Maybe then. Yeah, McCann goes for the shot that time and gets glove down. But if you shoot the puck, then eventually they'll go in. So with everything going on, maybe the Kraken forwards can pretend to cough near the Ducks. Yeah, I don't know that would be. Don't know you want to be doing that. I mean, anything to get more space, I guess. But I'll be honest, in the heat of play, I'm not sure they would even think about it or notice. But you never know. This happens every time they get down a couple of goals. It's like they lose confidence and get discouraged. I think the problem they run into when they get into situations like this, like they got down. I mean, I guess that was a power play goal that makes it 3-0, so it's a little different. And we'll see how the rest of this plays out. But like we saw especially against Colorado and then against Pittsburgh, the problem that they seem to have is that the problem that they seem to have is they'll get just way too they lose contain, like they'll get way too aggressive trying to get a goal back, and then they'll start letting up those odd man chances again, just not playing responsibly defensively. So I wouldn't say we haven't seen that yet, but that's definitely something to look out for as this goes on. Now down 3-0. Once they get into the offensive zone, make sure that, like, so there you go, kind of forcing a pass a little bit too much up instead of just trying to work that up the ice. It tried to force it through the neutral zone, and that didn't get through. So you just gotta you gotta stick to the game plan. Oh, Larson. Oh, missed the net. So they got some chances. Shot by Borgen. Borgen shot again. Shot. Oh. One was blocked and he shot a second one and went wide. Now Borgen taking some shots. That's what you like to see. You can throw them off by saying I've been hanging out with Calgary. Yeah, that's the Flame. I mean, I guess the Flames had lost 4 in a row, so maybe they needed the break, but they got off to such a good start to the season. It'll be interesting to see if once they get get back to playing if this kind of derails their season a bit. But I mean, actually, that kind of reminds me. Is going back to Grubauer. It was kind of the same thing I think with Markstrom last season, where Markstrom gets that paycheck from Calgary, and then didn't have a very good year. Didn't really live up to the paycheck in the first season, but this year he has been. I mean, had been up until their COVID. I think, Vezina conversation where he had the most shutout. He had more shutouts at one point than the rest of the NHL did. He had 5 shutouts where the next best team had 4. So, even if if Grubauer's save percentage isn't at least in the ballpark of 900 by the end of the season, which by that I mean like within a few points of 900, then I think you can ask some serious questions. But even if he's like low 900, kind of in that range. Sorry, getting some stream issues. But yeah, as long as Grubauer can get things turned around at least a little bit, and be at least like an average goaltender by the end of the season, then you can still wait to see what he looks like in his second season with the same team. A little bit more comfortable, coming in and playing against. A little more comfortable coming in and playing against or playing with a team that he's now played with for a full season. So, I think we were all hoping for something like what we saw Vegas do in their first season, but I think there's like a certain amount of, we all kind of knew that it was going to be a lot to ask that they were exactly like Vegas was out of the gates, because Vegas was a surprise to even Vegas, let's be honest. Like, not even Vegas was expecting what they were able to do. They wouldn't admit it, obviously, but they weren't. So yeah, I mean, it'll be a work in progress, and this draft is a good draft. So worst case scenario, the Kraken get a high draft pick and they get a good player in the draft. So, and they'll get Beniers for all of next season, which will be a big change on the forward end. Oh, good play, McCann. McCann takes it away again. Good play. Oh! Another shot. The Kraken are definitely starting to get some pressure. Rule number 1, keep shooting. Yeah, they've started to do a little more shooting now ever since McCann kind of opted to not go for the shot on that one. Ah, off of Yarncroke's stick. Oh, True trying to break up the pass. Good forecheck. Where is it? Just bouncing around. Donskoy has it. Donskoy doesn't have it. True has it. True doesn't have it. Donskoy finally gets it into the Duck end. Here comes the forecheck. Donato and True almost committed to that. Double commit to that forecheck. That's how you get odd man rushes. Sorry if the video is having some issues here. I guess the internet's struggling for some reason. Oh boy, turnover. Oh, they got very lucky there. Hopefully the video is not too bad for you guys. The internet seems to be having some issues, but hasn't died yet, so that's good. Just a little buffering. I know it's not the best. Sorry about that. we go. Dumped around the boards. The Kraken need to get one before this period's out. Oh, big save. Oh, Grubauer might be hurt. Maybe that'll wait. Let's see if he stays in. Carrick goes to the box again. Oh yeah, Carrick got pushed into him, but so someone on Seattle almost took out Grubauer via Carrick, but as long as Grubauer is not hurt, maybe that hits what wakes up his season a little bit. We get some consistent play out of him. Again, he's had good games, just not. This is not one of them, and they've not had a lot of them in a row. I guess we had a few in a row during that win streak, but I don't know. It does feel a little bit at this point that when he does have a bad game, it's like just more of the same, and then when he has a good game, it's like, oh well, at least we got one kind of thing. So, unfortunately, the bad games have been pretty bad. That being said, the first goal in this game is not his fault. Third one's on a power play, so is what it is. But still, you gotta. The second one that's on Grubauer. You gotta come up with a save there. Uh-oh, he's hurt. Grubauer's knee. It's so hard to tell with goaltenders. One, because they have all those padding on, so it's hard to tell really how it's actually what's going on under all those pads. And then their legs are so flexible, just the way, like, because of how they have to move that. Oh, so it's 4-on-4? Yeah, Schwartz was trying to get the hit before he got to Grubauer, but he ends up just hitting him right into Grubauer. So I guess we get 4-on-4 now, which I don't know. Oh, Grubauer is staying in, so let's see. We get some 4-on-4 here for a couple minutes. All right, Kraken got control. They're working it up the ice, nice and patient. See, this is what they should have been doing. Don't want to force it through the neutral zone unnecessarily. Just pick your spot and go for it. Alexiak carrying it in. And they gave up control. 3-on-2, partial 3-on-2. Oh, tried to go for the wraparound, did not get it. Tried to go back for Gio. Gio's not quite fast enough to be on a break like that. 45 more seconds of the 4-on-4. Shoot! Oh. Oh, Dunn tried to cross over for Eberle, but he slowed down. 14 more seconds of the 4-on-4. Both guys will be out here in just a second. Back to 5-on-5. What do we got now? Too many men on ice. Oh, yep. The Ducks got caught with too many men, so the Kraken will actually get a power play now. Johansson saw it right away. Took the refs a second to see it, but Kraken get a power play. They get one back here. See if the power play can... You know what? The power play can even things back up. They gave up a shorthanded goal earlier, so let's see if they can at least come out of this game even. Oh, don't get pickpocketed, Gio. Come on. And they took it away. Now they're just going to kill off all sorts of time. Wow, the... What? The Kraken somehow look worse on the power play than they do 5-on-5 again. I don't get it. Pass it out to Yarncroke. Oh, shot. Oh, blocked. Come on, Yarncroke. Shoot it. Someone shoot it. Someone shoot it. Donskoy's got it. Back to Yarncroke. Done. One timer. Oh, the rebound didn't go to... That rebound goes to Kraken. That's in. So they got 30 seconds left. One last push. Is Tanev in? Yeah, Tanev's in. In with that same line, Gio and Yarncroke, I think. Or not Gio, sorry. Geeky and... I don't know why I said Gio. The line with Geeky and I'm pretty sure Yarncroke. Oh, we're on the power play right now, so... Oh, and they scored! Yes! Alright, so in with a chance. 4 seconds left in the power play and they make it happen. Nice play by Eberle. Finds Donato. It goes off McCann's skate. So Eberle right over to... Yeah, beautiful pass. Ooh, Donato almost got too much of it. Donato almost got too much of that. All right. Maybe they can get one more going down down just one. Either way, two goals in the third isn't undoable. Like if they can get the next one, then at the very least they can pull the goalie at the end and try and get that last goal. But get this next one at the very least. You don't want to go back down 4-1. You don't want to go down 3 again, so get the power play goal though. Power play evens it back up, so at least the power play is even on the night. They gave up one and then they get one back. Zegras trying to be Connor McDavid again. He is still not Connor McDavid, even if he is good. Okay, don't give Zegras all that open ice. Whoa, that went through behind Grubauer. I don't know why he's that far out. Oh, Ducks got to it first. So Kraken, I would like definitely a better second period here. It's kind of one of those things where like they controlled the second period, but they are going to come out of it. They're going to come out of the second period basically 1-1 after being down 2-0 in the first. So they play better for most of the second period and don't get the better of the scoreboard, which has happened a number of times this season. Oh, there's a turnover. Oh, was that a high stick? Nope. Okay. There we go. McCann creating the turnover, and then it's given away right away. Given away right away. We got the goal. We got the one they needed, so even if they don't get the second one here, to take the scoreboard lead in the second that they've earned the way they've been playing, then at least you're going into the third down just 2. Ducks minus 1/2. Go Tanev, be annoying. Tanev does like to push buttons. It seems like Tanev's like button pushing powers have gone down a little bit since Gord's been out. Because Gord is right there with Tanev pushing buttons on the enemy team always. I love that team, but yeah, hopefully the Kraken can come back and beat the Ducks, who we'll see. Hi, Avs fan here, who just got into hockey this season, and just wanted to say that your NHL 101 series is insanely good and helpful, so thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. There will be definitely more of those. I know there's a lot of people that are mostly just watch my channel for those videos, and there hasn't been one since the season started just because all of the Kraken games have kind of taken priority, but definitely will be getting more of those out. I've got a few that are ready to record just with baby during the day and Kraken playing games. It's tricky to find time to make the recording happen. Once I get the recording to happen, then the editing will happen. So get a couple of those hopefully recorded by the end of the month. Get a couple out in January, and then February. Once February rolls around and we get that 3-week break, then there will definitely be a number of 101 videos. Got one for like basic strategy and positioning, as well as the next one in the history series, the first expansion, so the 1967 expansion, and moving forward from there. So we got a couple in the pipes and ready to go. So appreciate it, and yeah, we'll have more of those to come, even though it has been a little bit. So thanks for hanging with me on those. Also, as a former Avs fan, you chose a good team to get into hockey with. Ah, oh, blocked down. Dang it. Just under 3 minutes left in the second, sorry. See if the Kraken can get one more back. Pass it up the board. What are you waiting for? Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it! Oh, block. Saved. Alright, 2.5 minutes left. Happy birthday, Samantha. I missed something. Well, happy birthday. Oh, I see. David said, shout out to my girl Samantha. Yeah, happy birthday. Hopefully the Kraken can get you a win. If you're cheering for the Ducks, hopefully the rest of the birthday was good, and the Kraken, you can just forget about this game because the rest of your birthday was good. I'm not gonna come off the hopefully the Kraken get this win. I mean, I live in Colorado, and I used to only watch baseball, and now since the lockdown happened, I saw your hockey team is I saw our hockey team is actually good. So I was like, oh, why not? Loved it so far. Yeah, the Avs they've been a cup contender now for the last few years. So this is the if you're gonna get into hockey and you're in Colorado, this is the time. The Nathan MacKinnon, your best player, is also probably the second best player in the league. Connor McDavid in Edmonton is without doubt the best player in the NHL, and I think there's some argument to be made, day to day who the second best player in the league is, but I think most days you can say it's Nathan MacKinnon for the Avs. But that's a good team. They just got to get some healthy goaltending, which has been an issue for them this season. Oh, turn and shot by Zegras. And he is a good player. And knowing that he has to be in our division, but and Ducks getting some pressure now. Oh, off the pipe. That was very nearly 4-1. Get a replay of that, I'm sure, at the next stoppage, which might be right now. Nope, no icing. .45 seconds left. Push here by the Ducks. Maybe the Kraken can get one last push in, but... Oh, Borgen. Get it, Borgen. Nice physical play, Borgen. Out of way. Borgen's trying to earn his spot. That's the kind of play that earns you a spot. 20 seconds left. See if the Kraken can get something going here. Borgen hold the zone. Good job. Ah, Donskoy couldn't get to it. That'll probably end the period. Yep. 5 seconds. Shot blocked by Borgen to end things off. Gets a hit for good measure. And that'll do it. So we go into the period. Get to the third. Kraken down 3-1. Power play goals for both teams in the third. Or second period, sorry. Ducks got the early power play goal to go up 3-0, and Kraken come back with one of their own later on. So, yeah, it's still with a chance, but you don't want to be down. You don't want to be down multi goals and going into the third too often. Last time they were down multiple goals going into the third, they came back. So maybe they can do it again. RC, welcome to hockey. Yeah, definitely. Welcome. I've never watched a televised hockey game until this season. Well, if you get the chance, I don't know where in Colorado you are, how close to Denver, but if you ever get the chance to go to a game, then that's like they're fun to watch on TV, but it's definitely a different experience in person for sure, especially if you get to watch Nathan MacKinnon play. So, yeah, I would say try to get to a game for sure if you can, at some point. I know you just got into it, so it's like but that'll if you're like at all on the fence about whether to keep with it after baseball comes back, if you go to a game, you'll never turn back, I'd say. Two Bits says that Grubauer doesn't come back. Yeah, we'll see. He definitely Definitely was at the bench talking to the trainer there during one of the whistles. He stayed in for the end of the period, but yeah, we'll see if he comes back out for the third. Obviously not ideal because with Drieger having played last night. So we'll see. I will say hockey is by far the best sport to watch live in the arena. It's fine to watch on TV, but best enjoyed live in person. Yeah, it's it's definitely a different experience in person. It's already fun to watch on TV. I think I really like watching it on TV, but it's definitely different in person. Good on you, stick it. Are you, I assume you're sorry. I zoned out there for a second, but do you? I assume you're an sorry Avalanche, but a Rockies fan as well. Rockies are my National League team, which considering the Mariners are my main team, having the Rockies as my National League team, yeah, let's just say I get a lot of the same thing from both teams. So yeah, you'd think if I was going to be a fan of the like since I'm a fan of the Mariners, you'd think I'd pick a National League team that would at least like give me something to cheer for when the Mariners are the Mariners, but nope, I chose the Rockies. So here we are. Be kind of interesting if the Mariners get Trevor Story. I know that was kind of talked about, but I don't think so since they got uh, uh I forget who it was now, but baseball's in a lockout, so it's locked out of my brain, I guess. I actually had the blessing at my first hockey game being one I went to. Oh, cool. Oh, sadly McKinnon was injured at the time, but we still won 6-2 against the Canucks. Definitely an amazing experience, epic atmosphere. Yeah, hopefully you can get to another one when McKinnon is playing. But that's good that you got to one though. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what started some of it, huh? Like you go to a hockey game and then baseball gets locked out. So yeah, you know what? That was kind of a fun thing. Let's go check more of that out. Minor league hockey is fun. Yeah, hockey. I feel like hockey at most of the higher levels especially is it's just fun to watch. It's so fast paced and constant action that it's a lot of fun. My favorite baseball teams are the Mariners and A's, Blue Jays and Diamondbacks. Mariners and A's, huh? That's an interesting combo. I guess. I mean, I guess I should. Baseball. I don't know. I guess I should say my two favorite NHL teams over the last few years were also in the same division with Colorado and Minnesota. But so why does it seem like the defensemen make fewer mistakes, bad turnovers when Drieger is in? I mean, honestly, Drieger just hasn't played enough to see as many of them. Drieger's played what 5, 6 games, and I mean, if you the first game Drieger played, they did make a lot of those mistakes. That was the Philadelphia game, and Drieger got pulled after letting up I think five goals in that game. Drieger let up, so yeah, he got pulled after the defense let him out to dry a few times, and those went in. Drieger's save percentage isn't much better. He's just had 3 good games in a row now, and they've all come while the defense was playing pretty well in front of him. Which, not to say that he didn't look good in those games. He absolutely had some big saves in all of those. But the last three where Drieger looked really, really good, he also was not, at least, he was at least not hung out to dry by the defense. So it's mostly just that Drieger hasn't played as much than anything else. But it does seem, I mean, we'll see. I do hope that Drieger can stay healthy and we can see more Drieger going forward, because it's been, I mean, up till this point, it's been Grubauer as the absolute starter, and then either Drieger or Decord, whoever's healthy, as the backup. And coming into the season, we were fully expecting a platoon with Grubauer and Drieger as like 1A, 1B, and that's just not how it's been so far. So hopefully we can see a little bit more of that, and hopefully we can see a little bit more of that and see more Drieger going forward. Even if it's still a little bit more Grubauer than Drieger, seeing more, like seeing Drieger like maybe one of every 3 games would be, I think would be good. And I think that's what they wanted to do. Drieger just got hurt early on in the season. Like he got hurt in that game. I think he went on the IR for the first time after that Philly game. So yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do at that point? At that point, Grubauer has to be your starter, because as as much as you want Decord to maybe be part of the future, he's not. You don't really want him to be a main part of the present, I don't think so. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they can both stay healthy going forward, and we can get to that platoon that they, I think, came into the season hoping for, and it just, with injuries, hasn't been allowed to happen pretty much. And if they had that platoon, and if they had been able to do the platoon, if Drieger hadn't gotten hurt, then who knows if that would have helped Grubauer like kind of ease into playing behind this team a little bit more, and allowed Drieger to kind of get his season going a little bit. So yeah, I mean, we'll never know, but that could have kind of been the downfall of the start of both of their seasons, was the fact that Grubauer did have to take over the total starting duties right away when he wasn't maybe expecting to. Drieger didn't start. I'm pretty sure he did. He started one of those. Let's look back. Let's look back. Because I'm pretty sure he did. Here we go. Box score. Yep. Yeah, Drieger started the Philly game. Oh no, you're right. Grubauer did start that one. And then Drieger led up the last goal. So which one was it Drieger got? Because Drieger looked real bad at the start as well. You're right. Grubauer had the bad Philly game, and Drieger came in, and then Drieger got hurt later. But I mean, either way, Drieger had a couple of bad games to start his season as well, and I mean, it was the same thing where he was just getting hung out to dry by the defense. Um, so just coming into this game, let's look at stats here. Coming into this game, Grubauer's save percentage coming in was an 884. Obviously not very good. But Drieger's is still also under 900. It's a 898, which is definitely better, but a much smaller sample size. And again, a bigger percentage of his games came while the defense was playing well, just because the last 3 games he's played have been that way, and he hasn't played a ton. Yeah, he's only played 6 games, so half of the games he's played were the last 3 where he looked good behind a defense that wasn't putting him in terrible positions constantly. Which again, he still had to make saves. So I'm not trying to say that like he only looked good because the defense played well, but it's more just that he wasn't constantly having to come up with big save after big save on constant odd man rushes. So that's more the point there. Not trying to take anything away from how Drieger was playing in those last 3, but Grubauer played through the entire start of the season where the defense was nothing short of as bad as Grubauer was. But you're right. Yeah, Grubauer did start the Philly game, and then Drieger came in and gave up a goal on 6 shots. So I got that wrong, but yeah, it's not like either one of them has gotten off to a good start. And then Decord in 3 games has a 8.66, which is also not great. And Decord looked really good in the preseason, so I kind of was. I mean, I guess Decord did have the unfortunate circumstance of, I think it was his first full start was against the Oilers, so not necessarily the team you want to be having your first start against, but. When are you gonna get the Adidas away? Soon, hopefully. Soon. I'm still trying to figure out who I'm gonna get, so maybe you guys can help me out. I'm thinking. So, originally I was thinking about getting a Donskoy for the away, just because again I'm converted Avs fan. I shouldn't say converted. I was always going to be a Seattle fan once Seattle got a team, but I previously was an Avs fan, so getting the guy they got in the expansion draft was kind of the first thought. But I've kind of started to lean a little bit more towards Alexiak. I mean, he's a guy that they have signed on for a while, so we know that he's going to be here for a bit, unless they trade him, I guess. But 20 plus 24 is maybe the best Seattle sports number, with obviously Griffey and then also Marchand. So having a 24 Kraken with Alexiak, and Alexiak's been great on the defense. Big hits all the time. Good defensive play, other than kind of he had one not great defensive play in this game that kind of led to the Zegras goal. So, but yeah, I don't know. Some of the, I mean, Eberle's another thought potentially. We'll see. I also thought about Appleton as one, just because I don't know. Appleton might be a bit of a risk, but again, I feel like anybody they got in the expansion draft, even if they don't if they got even if it's someone that gets traded away mid this first season or plays one season for the Kraken and then leaves, I feel like just because they were taken in the expansion draft, it's still a part of the Kraken history, so it's fine. But search for a stream on Reddit. Yeah, there's a couple of streams out there. If you don't have YouTube, if you have YouTube TV, then it's on that because it's on TNT. So anything TNT sports will be on YouTube TV. I guess anything TNT usually. I think TNT is just on YouTube TV. But if you don't have that, then yeah, get a Beniers sweater. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. I mean, he's first draft pick in Kraken history, so another one that even if he's a bust, at least he's a part of the team history, right? He's the first ever pick, and that's kind of what you want with the jersey, right? You usually want a guy that was a part of what the team was for a period of time, and usually that means that you want a player that played for them for a good period of time, but obviously the Kraken have been around for very long, and we don't know for sure who's going to be on them long term. I mean, obviously some guys like Alexiak and Grubauer have contracts, as well as Schwartz. So Eberle as well has a contract for a few more years, and that's another thought. Eberle could be one. Tanev would be another potential. Do love watching Tanev play. Well, I guess I might as well take this opportunity to get the little overlay here switched over to the third period. Before I forget and we get halfway through the third and I still have it on the second. There we go. All right, we're switched over. Get to the third period here pretty soon. What else we got going on in chat here? I think Seattle broke them. Oh, have you noticed that Edmonton has been not terrific since Seattle beat them? Yeah, they've lost 6 in a row now. They've definitely been on a bit of a skid since the that Kraken game, which was still the that was the most fun game of the season, I think, so far. I think like the Florida one is definitely up there as well. Um, but just I mean the Edmonton game, since it was at home, I was there for that game, and whoo, it was loud in that stadium. Not as loud, I will say. Third and fourth goals of the comeback against the Blue Jackets was probably the loudest I've heard uh, the Seattle Arena Climate Pledge, but yeah, it was loud during the Edmonton game as well. That was a fun one. Tana versus Susie, interesting. Get it, Tana if he's rude. Yeah, I like Tanev a lot. And here's the thing too, like I mean, once the Kraken have a third jersey or an away jersey, I'm gonna have to get or not an away. Once they have a third jersey or a stadium series eventually, then I mean I'm gonna have to get those as well. So you know, whoever I get now, it won't be the last one. Anyway, I'm probably gonna go watch anime or Smith now that. Good luck. All right, well, have fun. Appreciate you coming in for a little bit, and have a good night. Rest of it. Thanks for stopping by for at least a little while. Geo back to Calgary, first divisional win as well. All right, Drieger's in goal for the end of this game. Yeah, we'll see after this one. I would imagine Grubauer tweaked something because he definitely didn't look comfortable. Came to the bench talking to the trainer. Yeah, that's here we go. Breakout. Schwartz. Oh, couldn't quite get McCann. Oh no. Oh, McCann went down hard, and he's taking a minute to get up. Oh, not McCann. Not McCann. He's getting up and skating off, but let's see if he finishes this game. Oh yeah, his wrist. And that's it. I mean, he just got absolutely tripped. That okay, Seattle to the power play. They got the tripping. Yeah, we'll see if he's okay. They were already missing Gord. They can't afford to lose McCann as well. I mean, hopefully Gord's back from COVID here soon, but Kraken get a power play. And McCann's usually out on the power play too, so now they got Winberg out there in his spot. And they'll clear it. So we'll see if the Kraken can take advantage of this. If they can get an early power play goal and pull within one, then anything's possible. So they're definitely getting an opportunity here, but you don't want to lose McCann. There we go, Donskoy. They're still gonna get it and clear it. Shoot. Okay, McCann's back out there, so that's good. Of course, it would not be the first or last time to see a guy finish out a game and then go on an injured list right afterwards. McCann out there, Johansson back and forth. Eberle's got it. Out across to McCann. See if he goes back up to Dunn. Back over to McCann. He's going to shoot. Oh, blocked in front. 34 seconds. They'll dump it in. Kraken will get one more chance at this. They did score with 4 seconds left in the last power play, so maybe they can make it happen again. Eberle taking it in. He'll clear it around for Donato. Johansson around to McCann. Johansson. Oh! Donato almost gets a second one. And that'll kill off the power play. So Kraken in 3 power play chances are 1 up, 1 down. Letting up that shorthanded goal in the first and then getting the power play goal towards the end of the second. Puck into the net and we'll get a face off. Oh. Yeah, Donato couldn't. Donato fired the shot, which is what you got to do. Just couldn't quite find the right spot with it. Who will win? All right, let's calm down with the spam there. Who will win? It's looking good for the Ducks now, but the Kraken still can come back here. All right, let's. Let's not spam it, please. Appreciate you're excited, but let's calm it down there a little bit. Come on. Come on, guys. Oh! Milano is almost there on the back door. Come on, guys. I want to get one like sometime around the middle of this period, before the middle of the period, ideally. You got to shut down this Ducks pressure that they're getting. Bounces out. Oh, just Donskoy couldn't keep it on his stick. And we got an interference. Now, yeah, that's you can't do that, Borgen. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't cost Borgen as far as his ice time. And by ice time, I mean like. Hopefully that doesn't cost Borgen a couple starts taking a penalty here. So Anaheim getting a power play. That's not great. Oh, come on, Donskoy. Oh. Imagine if Donskoy gets his first goal there on a shorthanded break. He didn't manage to get it on the net, I don't think, so. You got to get it on the net first, but. They're talking about they wanted Donskoy to leave it for Susie. I don't know, like. He should have taken the shot. He just missed it. Maybe whoever it was. I think it was actually Gio that was coming in. Maybe he picks up a rebound, but oh, goes wide. I might have gotten him partially blocked here. Oh, there we go. He's down. Tanev. Okay, good clear. So Anaheim will get another chance at this. One, maybe two more runs. Probably just one more run here. Kraken need to finish off this kill. Donskoy still out there. Forechecking. Forechecking like a madman. Oh, watch the guy crash in the net. There we go. Blocked by his own man. I don't know if they've actually gotten one on goal yet. Couple shots, just nothing on goal, I don't think, for the Ducks. And the power play is about to end here in 3 seconds. Kraken take control. Borgen's out. Drop one more guy on the ice. Get a change. Come on, Kraken. So they've even up the shots. It's 17 to 18 on the shots. A pretty low shot game. Lots of blocks on both sides. Anaheim really has actually blocked a lot of shots. Oh, good defensive play by, was that Donato coming back on the back check? Or was that Fleury? That was Fleury, okay. That was a good defensive play by Fleury. Shut down a absolute prime scoring chance there for the Ducks. Alright, McCann's, he's out there skating around. And McCann might be feeling better. That's good. He went down pretty hard. I mean, he hit the boards. He hit the boards going pretty quick, so yeah, it's going to smart for a second, but it looks like he's no long-term effects, at least to this point, so that's good. Oh, someone actually tried to hit someone tried to hit Alexiak. I think Alexiak, oh, it's in, isn't it? Bounced off the back of the boards and gets behind Drieger. Well, that'll probably do it. That'll probably do it. Oh, so yeah, Donskoy actually did get it on goal. It was a shoulder save. Then McCann almost put it in. And how does this go in? Oh, it goes off the back of Drieger's skate as he's trying to get back over. Yeah, that's, they got to get a quick one if they want to come back now. See, come on, guys, get a quick one. Get a quick one. Get a quick one. Come back in this. Make it interesting. They came back from down 4-3 or 4-1 in the third against the Blue Jackets, but they had an entire period to do it. Now they've got half of a period, so it's half of a period, and the Ducks have played better than the Blue Jackets did that night, so it's not feeling optimistic, but what? Oh, they're going to get high sticking. And Seattle will get another power play, so I mean, it's not over. If they get it, they have to get this. This power play has to convert. If they want any chance, this power play has to score. Yeah, they got to get one here. Big oops. Yeah, I'll see if the Kraken power play can convert here. Yeah, this. I mean, again, it's the second game of a back to back, and they played a very physical game against San Jose. But this is still one. I mean, even with the Ducks having the hot start, this is you want to think that this is a team they could beat, even if they're at the lead of the division at the moment. It's not over until the fat duck quacks. Yeah, and Seattle's got Edmonton on Friday and then Toronto on Sunday. So, a couple of very good teams. Even if Edmonton's on a bit of a stinker right now, is a bit of a cold streak. Yeah, it's still a couple of hard games coming up for the Kraken. They're gonna. I mean, we've seen the Kraken take a hard stretch of games and turn it into a bunch of wins. So maybe they'll do it again. All right, cleared. We are at the halfway point of the period. So yeah, the Kraken need to get it here. They need to pull within two if they want a chance. The Ducks playing strong defense here. Yeah, just not really giving the Kraken anything to work with. We're almost halfway through the power play, and the Kraken have not even taken a shot, much less on goal. And it's out again. The puck spent more time outside of the zone than inside of it. Can anyone score one more? 44 seconds. Come on, guys. Let's at least look like we're on the power play, huh? And they're gonna give it right back to the Ducks, who will clear it. Oh god, this power play is awful. No, no urgency whatsoever in this. Let's see if Schwartz can at least get a shot off with 15 seconds left in the power play. Someone take a shot. Oh, it found a stick, but it was a duck stick. And that's the end of the power play. Yeah, I think that probably does it, unfortunately. And this is who is that? Oh, 86. Okay, for a second I thought that was Zegras, but no, it's 86. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, lots of guys in front of the net for the Kraken. It's our own net, but at least they're not giving away the front of the net until they did for a second, and it almost turned into a goal. Yeah, this has not been a good third period. Oh, Donato almost made a chance. Donato's had a good game. Obviously, he scored the only goal so far, too, for the Kraken anyway. Oh, almost to True. Try to get True his first NHL goal. Good, good stick there by Donskoy. Alexiak dumped the puck into the corner. True with a high check. Like, rode him into the boards. Like, quite literally. Jumped on his shoulders and rode him into the boards. Yeah, and the Ducks can pretty much just defend this one to the end. Okay, so it's Edmonton on Saturday, apparently not Friday. I was wrong. I was wrong. I thought it was Friday, but I guess I can look at the schedule again. They have a back-to-back then? Is it Edmonton and Toronto back-to-back? That seems... There's no way. There's no way they would do back-to-back back-to-back. So I guess they are, yeah. Anaheim tonight, then 3-day break. And then Edmonton and Toronto back-to-back at home. That's quite the schedule. Quite the schedule. Back-to-back back-to-backs. And Edmonton and Toronto too. That's a tough one too. Announcers giving the Ducks the victory. I mean, it's probably fair at this point, but the Kraken have not fared too well on national TV. I'll say that much. They need to. I guess they just need to stop playing on national TV. Seems like every time they come out kind of with a bad game when they're, whether it's the Hulu games or the TNT games or the season. I guess the season opener they played pretty well, but yeah, this isn't looking good. Might need some mods. Yeah, I probably do. I'm gonna. Sorry, buddy, but you can't come in here and just spam that over and over again. Just a little timeout. You can comment again after that, unless you start spamming again. I already have to put up with watching the Kraken lay an egg against the Ducks, which again back to back, so it is what it is, but they have a statue of a duck outside of the Anaheim Stadium. Yeah, and it's the Mighty Duck too. It's the Disney Duck. It's not even like the current Ducks. It's got the old logo on it and everything. We'll see if the Ducks season continues this way. This is not a team anybody expected to be playing as well as they are. And we'll see if they can Well, at least the Kraken aren't going to get shut out again. Oh, what's up? Emerald City Hockey coming in. How's it going? Well, you'll have your post game stream, so I think you know how it's going. Yeah, it's. I think at this point we're hoping that Grubauer is okay, and glad that McCann's out there still skating. That's about it, and glad that it's not a shutout. But yeah, and I guess I didn't realize that the Edmonton and Toronto games are also a back to back. So it's the Kraken get 3 days off. So they have back to back games, then 3 days off, and then back to back games again against Edmonton and Toronto. Which, yikes! I don't care that Edmonton has lost 6 straight right now. That's still a good team. And eventually they're going to break out of that. And part of the reason that they've been losing is Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have kind of, their scoring's dried up a little bit, but that's not going to stay that way for very long. And when that breaks, it's going to break in a big way. And hopefully that's not against Seattle. Oh, how did that stay out? That was almost Carrick again. How's the baby doing? Hopefully sleeping by now. But he has good days and bad days. Oh, there we go. Get into it, Alexiak. Yeah, get him. Yeah, the game's already over anyway. Get him. Yeah, get him. That'll be a roughing. I don't even care. I don't even know who that was, but teach him a lesson. Oh, it's because he... I see. It's because he... Oh, no, it wasn't even him. It was a different guy. It's a... It's a rough one to follow live. At least you didn't go into the game like Dylan did. Oh, Dylan's at this one? Oh, oh no. Yeah. Yeah, it's a rough one. Yeah, you guys definitely got the better game for the stream between the two. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me streaming these games. I feel like we got a win in one of them. I can't remember which one. I'd have to go back and look at the ones I streamed, but yeah, we streamed both the Vegas games. Neither one. I mean, one of those they lost because of a kick-in, but we streamed both the Vegas games, and I know there was another one that I'm blanking on right now, but yeah, yeah, it's a rough one. What's Nate say here? I'm so sorry. I have a Ducks 25th anniversary jersey. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, don't be. It's a nice jersey. Yeah, I like the Mighty Ducks jerseys. I like the current Ducks jerseys. I'm not about that. Actually, like I don't hate the logo. It's just not as good as the Mighty Ducks logo. It's mostly just like orange and gold is. Whoever thought orange and gold was a good color combination needs to rethink some things. Go back to design school a little bit. Yup, Dylan's sitting through this one in Anaheim. Well, I guess it's only fair that Dylan gets one because you and I have sat through a couple of bad ones in Seattle, so. Life is like a box shot. Get a good Forrest Gump quote in there. So they end up calling no penalties on it. Just let Alexiak do his thing. Oh, just shoot it, Schwartz. Come on. What do you got to lose? I wish the Kraken would just take shots. Seems like they've gone back to just going for that extra pass instead of taking the shots, which that's the at least the second time in this period that Schwartz has gone for an extra pass when he should have gone for a shot. So I don't know if that's coaching or if that's just some of these guys that aren't used to being the guy. Which, I mean, when you have a team made of a lot of... Oh, nice save, Drieger. Nice save again. Woo, Drieger. Not that it matters, like, it's not going to matter at the end, but a couple of nice saves there. Yeah, I don't mind the Ducks logo, it's just the colors are bad. Oh, that was... Donskoy very nearly just gave up a very bad turnover. Oh, well. Sergeant Pickle, what up? I haven't watched 1 second. What did I miss? Not a lot. I guess that's not entirely true. Grubauer played 2 periods, not particularly well. He got tweaked sometime towards the end of the second period and didn't come back out for the third. He did finish the second period, but yeah, he didn't come back out for the third. So we'll have to see if this is. We'll have to see whether Grubauer is back for one of the games Saturday and Sunday. You'd have to think they want him to play one of those because it's another back-to-back, but yeah, we'll see if Grubauer is back for those. He first Ducks goal, it's a nice shot from Zegras, but really the reason it ends up going in is McCann gets pushed into Grubauer and takes Grubauer out, which I think Grubauer was in the right position to make the save. Just he gets taken out by McCann, and that's gets past him. The second one is a 2-on-1 break. 2-on-1 break that the pass gets taken away, and Grubauer just got beat on a shot that he needs to make the save there. That's one that Grubauer needed to make the save on, and the Kraken don't get the save from him. The third one was a Anaheim power play, and it's just chaos in front of the net, and the puck ended up getting lifted over Grubauer's shoulder. So, but yeah, he didn't really look comfortable in net at all tonight. I'll say that, like, I think at least the first goal really you can't put on Grubauer at all, but he didn't look comfortable in net at all. Drieger's been pretty good here in the third. He hasn't gotten tested a ton, but that'll be the end of it. Appleton, you just need to skate that in and shoot, bud. That'll pretty much do it. So this one, I think we can safely say will end 4-1 with 7 seconds left. The truth shall set you free. Seattle needs the Sounders back. I don't care. I mean, I don't. Soccer isn't for me. All good for people that like it. Sounders have, for an MLS team, the Sounders are pretty good. No hate for the Sounders. It's not my sport. Well, unfortunately, that's it for the game. 4-1. Kraken fall to the Ducks. We'll hang out here for a little bit to wind down, and then I'll have to get recording on the R&R pretty quick. Might see. This might be a shorter R&R since I wasn't taking notes during the game, so I could hang out in the stream here. And to be honest, there's not a lot to say other than the Kraken looked like a team that was on a back-to-back after a physical game in San Jose. Yeah, the energy wasn't there for the Kraken, and even when they tried to get things going, the Ducks were in their face constantly, really preventing any momentum from getting going. They did have the second period, they played pretty well, but end up just coming away from the second period 1-1 in that one. Still down 3-1, and then they couldn't take advantage of a couple power plays in the third to try to get back into it. So Oh, the goalie tweaked something as a. Yeah, I mean, in hockey, saying they tweak something, everyone's always injured in hockey. It seems like. If you play that many games of hockey, there's no way that like anybody really makes it to the end of a hockey season particularly healthy, right? So yeah, but it looks like it might have been his knee that he kind of got bent in a weird way. So we'll see. We'll see if he comes back. Glad I could stop by at least. Yeah, good to see you for a bit. Appreciate you stopping by for a little bit, even if it was for the end of a not particularly fun game. So, unfortunately, the first stream I do in about a month, and it's not a particularly fun one. At least they don't get shut out. So if you want a little bright side, a little silver lining, the Kraken don't get shut out, so that's good, I guess. Of course, it's Donato that gets another one. Donato putting goals on the board. Appreciate you stopping by, JC. Still not ashamed of most of their play. Yeah, they played pretty well. The defense wasn't as good as San Jose, and they definitely let up a few. They definitely let up a few chances, and I think they did a decent job of getting back to prevent some of those chances from turning into good scoring opportunities. At least taking away the pass. There were a few 2-on-1s there, but they were at least taking away the pass. And unfortunately, when one of the shots is made, it just goes right past Grubauer. So had a good time. Appreciate you stopping by, Riley. Hanging out for the game. Shouldn't say stopping by. You're here the whole time, start to finish. Appreciate it. Beverage of your choice on me. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sergeant Pickle, with the $5 donation. I went with the Dark Star tonight. I was hoping that with the dragon on the front of this, it would get some of that mystical creature good vibes going, but not tonight. Instead, the mystical creature gets taken down by the little pond rat. Actually, I mean, ducks are fun animals, but you named your team after a duck. Like, what do you want? Appreciate the $5 donation, Sergeant Pickle. Hopefully we'll get a better one back at home. It sucks that this has to be like, you get that win against San Jose, feeling good, and then they play. I mean, again, it's a back-to-back, so like it makes sense that they play somewhat flat, but now you have to sit on a somewhat flat game for 3 days before they have the Saturday Sunday back-to-back this weekend. So it just kind of sucks that they have the kind of sucks that we now have to sit on it for 3 days. It's like watching the Seahawks all over again. They lose and then you sit on it for a week. Like, great, now I have to wait a week before they even get a chance to win again. And then the way this season is going, ugh. Ducks are also good pets. Yeah, no. Ducks are fine. They're not a particularly intimidating mascot, but they're fine. Appreciate it, Nate. Thanks for hanging out. Mary, you too. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys in a disappointing R&R. It'll be not the most exciting one, probably. I shouldn't sell it. Oh, it'll be the most exciting R&R of all time. You just wait and see. No, yeah. This might be a quick one, but we'll see. Back-to-back on the road and COVID protocol. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, they've played really well in games where they've been missing guys. Like, they played well in the last road trip with Eberle and Schwartz both out. And now this road trip, they go 1-for-1 on a back-to-back while missing Gord, as well as Sheahan and Blackwell. So, like, Sheahan and Blackwell, I mean, they're not top-line guys. Gord, that's definitely a guy you don't want to be missing. Hello from Moscow. All right. Stopping in just for the end of this one, but appreciate it, Search Alone. Yeah, unfortunately, we're right at the end here. The Kraken end up falling to the Ducks 4-1. We'll get a better one next time. Still get at least one more chance against the Ducks. I can't remember if the Kraken are 4 against the Ducks or 3, but 0-2 against Anaheim so far this season, with two games that really, yeah, so far this looks like a matchup that the Ducks have the better of this season. Ducks did play pretty well tonight, especially defensively. They were playing pretty shutdown defense, not giving the Kraken very much space at all. Ducks taste good. True, Ducks do taste good. Have you ever watched the Mighty Ducks movies, and which ones are your favorites? Yes, I've watched all three of them. Um, I would say one's probably my favorite. I think D2's probably the better movie, but I feel like I just have more nostalgia attached to one, even though they came out relatively close to each other. And then D3 is not worth watching, really. Let's be honest. Um, yeah, I would say one's probably my favorite, but I like D2 as well. Oh, if you ever get a duck, be careful they have claws on their feet. Interesting. I've never let a duck walk on me, so didn't know that. I suppose it makes sense, right? Most birds have like at least a little bit of talon, so even though they have the webbed feet, they probably have like a little bit of nail at the end of the toes. I don't know. I would never eat any of my pet ducks. Yeah, that probably would certainly end them being your pet, that's for sure. I have to admit, I've never seen any of the Mighty Ducks movies. I was a bit too old when they came out. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if they were definitely kids' movies, so I grew up when around the I grew up in I would say the time when they were kind of geared towards me as a kid, so definitely I would say three. I mean, maybe if you're young enough to have grown up when three came out, then maybe you appreciate it. But I think three was pretty objectively the worst of the three, and most people just kind of look at D3 as like a yeah, we just don't talk about that one. I love the Mighty Ducks movies. Yep, me too. Don't necessarily love the team that was spawned by them. I mean, I guess Anaheim was getting a team anyway, but the Ducks are named after the Mighty Ducks movies. For those that didn't know, because Disney owned the team when they started, and were like, "Oh, we have these movies we'd love to promote. How do we? What if we had an NHL team that we used as a promotion tool for the movies we just released?" So, yeah, they were the Mighty Ducks for a while, and then eventually Disney sold them, and they're like, "Hey, no more using our copyrighted logos and names." So they just became the Ducks and went to these ugly golden orange abomination jerseys with an okay logo that's not as good as the old logo but ruined anyway. That's a whole rant. I've got my opinions on the on the Ducks look. Um, yeah, the Ducks look is about as bad as people were expecting them to be this season, and instead they're actually here we are a third of the way through. Oh, I guess over a third of the way through the season for the Ducks, and I mean, they're a good team at this point in the season. So, all right, well, I do probably gotta get to recording this R&R as much as I really don't want to. To be, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Like, the Kraken looked tired. Uh, Coming on the back-to-back physical game. The Ducks played hard defense up in the Kraken face, which is already something the Kraken have struggled to play against. And combination of those things pretty much that meant that the Ducks controlled this game the vast majority of the time. And the final score ends up reflecting that. So, yep. An unfortunate one. Sergeant Pickle, roughly a third of a beer at CPA. Yeah, I'll uh, I'll spend it on a beer outside of CPA. Actually, speaking of that, I don't know if you're still here, but um, we were at a Safeway just getting groceries, and they had the Kraken cans of 14 hands. They're $5 a piece at Safeway, It's like $15-16 at CPA, but yeah, third of that price at Safeway. For full price at Safeway is a third of what they are at CPA. So yeah, definitely what you want to see. All right, well, I think we're gonna call it there. So appreciate you guys for coming in and watching the stream, hanging out for a bit. Sorry we couldn't have a more fun game to watch, but hopefully you at least had fun in the chat and hanging out. And we'll do this one. We'll do this again before mid-January. We'll get another one going a little bit. We'll try and get this a little bit more consistent again, like we did at the start of the season. And yeah, hopefully the next stream will be better. But Kraken get a bit handled in this one, and a few days off, get a rest, and then a back-to-back against two of the best teams in the league. So we'll see how that goes. But until then, we'll see you in the R&R for this one. And otherwise, be good to each other, stay safe, and go Kraken. Later. Oh, and end. There we go.